Now, when it comes to making your first $1 million, making your first $1 million, I prefer to not necessarily use the word making. And why I choose to do that, although we do say it that way, make $1 million or make $100,000 or make $10,000 a month, although we do say it that way, more accurately put, the results, $10,000 a month, $100,000 invested, $1 million, making your first $1 million, is the natural result, the way I teach, the natural result of doing what you love to do. You can definitely make money in a stress, force-based way. What I encourage is doing what you love to do. And there are many reasons why. Doing what you love to do, if you experience perceived challenge or perceived obstacle, you'll see it as a spiritual catalyst. And why is that the case? Because who you are is love. I always say this on my other channel. You desire to know and be who you are. Inevitably, you come to the realization that you are love. And inevitably, you come to the realization that you just desire to do in this life what you genuinely love to do. And the natural manifestation of it, the natural result, is making $1 million. Now, I discuss this extensively in my book. If you're interested in a copy, I'll link in the description to it on Amazon. It's called The Direct Path to $1 million. Turn what you already have into a fortune. So not only are you love, you also have love to give to this world. And each individual does. It plays out as what they love to do, and then people show up to benefit greatly from what you love to do, and they exchange that for compensation. A lot of times you may find that, and I've worked with many entrepreneurs, including myself, in the earlier stages, people would offer money. I was just doing what I love to do, but people would offer compensation for it. And to me, it felt like it was not work. I thought you had to get money by working very hard, being stressed out, and that generated a lot of stress and frustration in the earlier stages, in my early 20s. Yet, what I noticed prior to my 20s at times was people would offer me compensation for what I naturally did, which we can say is an expression of love. Now, the way it appeared for me may be different as to the way it appears for another person. For me, when I grew up with computers. I would take them apart, I would reinstall the software, I would take apart the hardware, and I would do this for hours. Right after I got home from school till late at night, I would stay up and I would take apart computers. When I would go over to friends and family's house, they would ask me if I could fix their computers, remove the viruses, install a printer, install some games, etc. And to me, that is what I genuinely love to do. So I would do that. And at times they would offer me compensation, and that didn't make any sense to me because I was identified with a particular belief. And the belief is that you could not make money doing what you love to do. It had to come from doing something that was stress and force-based. Now, why I was identified with this belief, for whatever the reason may be. Perhaps I looked around in this world and I formed that conclusion. Maybe I saw people working really hard, or what I perceived as working very hard and stress-based, and I thought that that is the way to make money. Now, when I read the book Think and Grow Rich in 2004, things started to shift for me. I brought awareness to these beliefs that are stored in the subconscious mind. For example, in the book, he did say it. He said, if you believe that money is the result of hard work alone, perish the thought. Now, I did have a corporate career at the time, and I was doing corporate IT. So the IT and the tech experience did get translated into a corporate career. Yet, I noticed that I was still working hard and force-based, even doing what I love to do. It was interesting. There were times where I felt like I was in flow, everything was happening naturally, I loved what I was doing, but there were specific aspects of the job where it felt stress and force-based. I then realized that this playing out of that kind of theater, the stress and force-based theater, was the result of identification to those particular beliefs. Now, not only did those beliefs dissolve, the natural manifestation of that was I ended up doing even more things that I love to do in technology. And also, I was in $50,000 debt. I got out of $50,000 debt. And just doing what I love to do. Now, over the years, I found that doing what you love to do does naturally manifest into $1 million. So the result of doing what you love to do is $1 million. And it doesn't feel like force, stress, or even you could say making $1 million. I got to a point where I started to accept that I could receive a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit in exchange for the IT services. And then the results started happening, and fun and joyous and flow-based became the way more so. Until I discovered the book Flow by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, and then I realized what was going on. I said, it was while I was doing what I love to do, where naturally what I was experiencing was flow. And not only was money flowing to me, I was also doing what I love to do, and people were benefiting greatly, and money started compounding, and it started showing up easier and faster. So rewind a little back. When I read Think and Grow Rich, I was in $50,000 debt. I applied the principles in the book. I got out of $50,000 debt. Mind became purified from those beliefs of limitation and other beliefs of limitation. And nowadays, I talk about it like this. I say, you are already love. You are that love that you are seeking for. You are love. And the natural manifestation of you is doing what you love to do. And the natural manifestation of doing what you love to do is a lavish, steady, dependable income consistent with integrity and mutual benefit. This has been my experience. I built an IT business to success from 2009 to 13. 2013, I transitioned into consulting and started my other YouTube channel, which I grew organically to over 400,000 subscribers. And I have made not just 1 million, many millions of dollars along the way in the earlier stages of my entrepreneurial journey, which started in 2009, and I've been an entrepreneur for 16 years. I was providing IT services, doing what I love to do. And then I got into consulting with businesses in the areas of innovation, sales, marketing, operations, finance, and leadership, which are all areas of entrepreneurship that I love, which I got to experience and cultivate those abilities while building my IT business. And then also on my YouTube channel, through mind maps, I got to discuss the books that were very helpful. And I also love to teach. And as a result of doing what I love to do and considering that flow is the natural way of life, I made flow a priority. Another way of saying make flow a priority is just be who you are. You are love. You can be who you are, and it manifests. The natural result of that is flow. The natural result of that is doing what you love to do. The natural result of that is compensation exchange in a fun, joyous, flow-based way. And it's miraculous how it works. People show up, resources show up, opportunities show up naturally and spontaneously by just doing what you love to do. So this was also inspired by a question that I received in a recent video. If you would like to ask a question and you would like me to answer one of these questions, and if you'd like me to answer the questions in an upcoming video, you could leave one in the comments and then we'll explore in an upcoming video. So the question was, how do you find what you love to do? So I would like to tie back to my personal experience and my story, which I just shared. I discovered in an earlier age that I loved technology. I loved computers. And I didn't know. I remember when I was working in this large retailer's warehouse, I saw postings in the head office for tech support. And I was thinking to myself, you're actually going to get paid to do this kind of stuff that I was doing for free and fun. So long story short, I got promoted in that company over to the IT department. So a sign is that you love to do these things, perhaps in the earlier stages of your life. When you're a kid, when you're a teenager, there's things that you naturally love to do. You can do it effortlessly, fun, joyous, and it may not seem like something that you would consider that you can get paid for. Yet I can assure you, because I've worked with thousands of businesses, and these entrepreneurs have turned what they love to do into a business. Many of them have. Some of them have done it in a different way. They researched and see what is being offered in the marketplace, and they adjust accordingly and offer a distinct position, value proposition, or product or service that is more refined than what is being offered. Like, let's say, for example, they weren't really that interested in IT, but they really like the business aspect. So what they love is the business aspect. They went out there and they found a segment in the market, let's say it was IT, and they saw that there was IT services being delivered. Let's say one particular service is delivered typically with a 48-hour window, within a 48-hour window. And then they feel that they can deliver with some proprietary technology in an hour. Well, that's a strong position. Now, they might not be excited about what it is that they're offering, but they love the business aspect. So they bring people onto their teams, like engineers, coders, etc., who love what they do. So they do their part, and the members of their team do their part, and they offer a wonderful product or service in the marketplace. So I've seen scenarios like that as well. Now, what I'm talking about here in this video is the thing that you love to do directly. So they're doing the thing that they love to do, which is the business aspect, also then turned into a product or service. So that's one way of doing it. So I turned my love for technology into a career and then an IT business. I turned my love for business into business consulting. I turned my love for teaching and learning into my videos, programs, etc. So love is the way. And I noticed that I had these attributes manifest in the earlier stages of my life. When we were growing up, I would really get into deep topics with my friends. I would love to teach. I noticed that although I did not get too much into the entrepreneurial space when I was a teenager, I was fascinated by it. I was also very fascinated by technology, as I mentioned. So these naturally turned into what I'm doing now or what I did along the way. So it could be what in the earlier stages you love to do that could be turned into a business. Now, as mentioned, I have also seen entrepreneurs that I have worked with. They have booked consulting with me or coaching with me, and they said, how can I turn what I love to do into a business? I don't know how. I see that people like you, for example, have turned your IT or your tech interest into a business. But to me, that seems very common. There's many tech entrepreneurs, there's many IT businesses, technology is very popular. But this specific hobby or this specific skill that I have that I love to do, I do so effortlessly, I don't know if I could turn that into a business. So what we did was we had an exploratory conversation, and at times I have actually found with them other individuals who are doing that exact same thing. They may just not have known that. Also, we talk about how they can turn it into a business. Let's say there aren't individuals doing that kind of business, and they do turn it into a business. And that is what I also love to do because, as I mentioned, I like to look at innovation, sales, marketing, operations, finance, and leadership. Now, some people might not like that. They might just like to do their business and not get involved with consulting. But I just do what I love to do. So it's helpful to release identification to any beliefs that suggest that you cannot turn your natural interests, what you genuinely love to do, into a business. There are many ways of doing it. Certainly on this channel, I've explored many ways. And if you would like to get into specifics, you can leave a question and we can explore in upcoming videos. Now, based on my last video, I don't know if you've seen my last video, I recommend watching it. I went over to ChatGPT and I said, what are some questions based on my video that you would ask or an entrepreneur would ask that are worth exploring based on that last video? If you haven't seen it, I'll link in the description to it, that are worth exploring with respect to doing what you love to do. So again, to recap, as Steve Jobs said also in his commencement speech, and this is Steve Jobs also saying it, do what you love to do. He did what he loved to do. He did what he loved to do. I did what I love to do. I continuously do what I love to do. And the natural manifestation of that is money. Now, you can do the same as well. So perish any kind of thought that it needs to be stress, force-based, that you can't do what you love to do. And then ask yourself some questions. What do I love to do in the different areas of life? Maybe it's particular kinds of hobbies. Maybe it's particular topics of interest. Maybe you love to teach. Maybe you love to make videos. So here are some questions in relation to that, and we'll tie it all in together. How can I trust that doing what I love will actually result in money? Well, if you learn entrepreneurship or you partner with someone who knows how to build a successful business or is interested in entrepreneurship, or you join a mastermind or you get involved with conversations with entrepreneurs and they discuss, and it doesn't mean you have to do all these things, but they discuss the innovation side, the sales side, the marketing side, the operation side, the finance side. Also, I mentioned the leadership side. More so on the revenue generating side, which includes what kinds of products or services can be created, what are the different ways that it can be marketed, how can you generate prospects, leads, client acquisition, ongoing business, etc., business dealings, as far as joint venture partnerships go. If you have these kinds of exploratory conversations, you'll actually find that there are infinity ways to bring in prospects, leads, clients, and grow a business. Infinity ways. I've been a consultant now, business consultant, since 2013, after building my IT business to success from 2009 to 13, and then doing 10 years prior to that in corporate. And I have worked with thousands of businesses, and I've been exposed to so many ways. And not only the ways that they have shared with me, but through the masterminds and through the people that they've connected me with and learning about their industries. I've seen so many ways. It's mind-blowing as to the many ways that are known, and there are unknown ways that haven't been discovered yet. Now, doing what you love to do, you'll naturally along the way. So this is the Robert Dilts logical levels. I like to use this to articulate everything because it allows me to take what could seem like a large volume of information and really condense it. There you are on the top, this I. It's a modified version of the Robert Dilts logical levels. So there you are on the top. This is you. You are love. You exist beyond all these things as love. You have a vision to manifest $1 million or whatever. The identity transform. This personal identity transforms to reflect the individual that is the one that has the $1 million. It happens along the way. How do we know it happens along the way? Well, inevitably you manifest $1 million. It's in your physical possession. And then you may see that you have transformed. For me, for example, I transformed, and now my identity, you could say, if you were to define it, personal identity, which is not true identity. True identity is this. The personal identity can be one that is proficient in sales, marketing, operations, finance, leadership, direct response marketing, consultative selling, copywriting, communication, etc. That happened along the way. What had transformed along the way or values and beliefs, capabilities, behaviors, and environment. All of these things naturally transform. Now, there may be resistance along the way, as in you started this business and then you have in your possession $1 million along the way. The innovation, the operations, the sales, the marketing, the finance, the leadership along the way, they may be resistance. And so that resistance, you will transmute the resistance when you do what you love to do effortlessly. Because when you do what you love to do, whatever appears as resistance or opportunities excite you. They stimulate you. Because you know that love is the way. You are love, and you are manifesting love along the way. So what happens is environments transform, your behaviors transform, your capabilities transform. And you discover ways of optimizing your sales, your marketing, your operations, your finance, your leadership. You discover ways to optimize, automate, delegate, eliminate, part or in whole or in combination. You discover ways of prospecting, lead generation, client acquisition, ongoing business with existing clients. And you don't run away from these things. You genuinely do it. Either you do it, or you partner with someone to do it, or you bring on team members to do it, etc. And then the manifestation or the natural result of it inevitably is that $1 million. So you will remain on course, and maybe in times it'll be challenging, as it was for me, and maybe even really overwhelming, but that's okay. When you do what you love to do, you'll take the steps anyways. You'll feel the fear, release the fear, and take the steps. You feel the resistance, you release the resistance, and take the steps. If it feels overwhelming, that's okay. You realize that you are love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment, existing as, and you allow the emotions to transmute. You allow the emotions to be released, and the appearances transmute to reflect a flow-based journey. In other words, you experience flow when you do what you love to do. It's a natural result of doing what you love to do. And if there's resistance, that's okay. As mentioned, those are just beliefs stored in the subconscious mind. They're not you. If you say you have a belief, who are you that says you have a belief? Just as you have a belief, you can change that belief. You can no longer identify with that belief if you would like. And then the resistance is dissolved. Next question. How do I discern between resistance and genuine disinterest? Or we could say, how do you know if it's what you love to do or not what you love to do? Well, love doesn't lie. You can't lie to yourself. When you love what you do, if there's resistance, you may notice that it inspires you. It's exciting. You can see possibilities of ways it can work. That's what I noticed, is if I was met with a seeming obstacle or a seeming challenge, I would say that's okay. There are ways. And even if I don't know these ways now, these ways will emerge. I noticed that if it was something that I didn't love to do, it's not that it's bad. It's not that you have to force yourself to do something and pretend to love it. What I find is that there are other individuals that love to do that thing that you may end up bringing on as a team member. So when I bring up things like innovation, sales, marketing, operations, finance, leadership, it could sound like, if a person interprets it that way, that they need to do all those things. Well, the operations, for example, you can bring on an operations manager, and they love to do it. You love to do the sales, you love to do the innovation, they love to do the operations part. That's what they love to do. You do what you love to do, they do what they love to do, and everything plays out in perfect harmony. And so there is no resistance when you remain in flow. This is why I teach be in flow. With whatever shows up as seeming obstacles are actually opportunities while you're in flow. And as it is what you love to do that you're doing, you'll just flow right through it. You'll transmute, it'll be effortless, it'll be fun, it'll be joyous, and your attention will just remain on what you love to do. So that which you don't love to do, you could say it that way, another person loves to do it, and they'll show up and they'll do that, whatever that is. Your interest is in what you love to do, and that which you're not interested in is perfectly fine. Somebody else is interested in that, and they're going to end up doing it, or that is not an area to force yourself to put your attention on. And so if there's resistance to doing what you love to do, as mentioned, there could be beliefs stored in the subconscious mind that is generating the resistance to doing what you love to do. You could release identification to those beliefs, and then you'll inevitably do the thing that you were going to do anyways, which is the thing that you love to do, because you are love here to experience love doing what you love to do. And the natural manifestation of that is $1 million. Next, what should I do if I keep getting distracted by other opportunities or information? There may be a belief in mind, again, it's stored in the subconscious mind, that suggests that doing what you love to do is not going to result in the $1 million. There may be a belief that love is over there, it's here, it's there, but it's not where I am here right now, which is an illusion. For example, right now, this is exactly where I desire to be. I desire to have this conversation with you. I love to do this, and I'm not distracted by any other kinds of opportunities or whatever. Those opportunities I'll naturally seize if they are the opportunities to seize along the way. Remaining in flow, you naturally seize the opportunities that show up. And if there are opportunities for somebody else to seize, they'll seize that opportunity. Information, it does not distract you while you're in flow. If you think you lack something, you lack love, you lack happiness, you lack peace, you lack bliss, you lack fulfillment, which is illusory, the natural result of knowing who you are and being as you are is your attention remains on what you love to do, and that is the best thing. So to clear up the confusion, doing what you love to do, naturally you're in flow. If there's resistance, you can release identification to that resistance. Your attention naturally remains on what you love to do. And there's nothing that could show up that can distract you. There's no fear of missing out, and there is no opportunities that show up that you're worried about if you don't seize it, that you're missing out. Because, as I mentioned, you'll seize it as you seize it, and if you don't seize it, great, because somebody else will seize it. You might partner and collaborate in a business opportunity later on. Distraction is, from my experience, the result of not valuing what I have right now. And when I value what I have right now, then nothing else matters except where I am right now. I'll get to those things if I get to those things. If I don't get to those things, great. Next question. How do I deal with doubt or impatience if results aren't showing up quickly? Well, when you do what you love to do, you don't worry about results, how long it takes, whether it be 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. You do what you love to do because that's what you love to do. The natural result, that's why I said earlier, when I say making $1 million, it could sound like I'm doing something to get $1 million. And although in a way we can say, yes, we build a business and we receive compensation, lavish, steady, dependable income, consistent with integrity and mutual benefit, the nuanced point is when you do what you love to do, you do what you love to do, and it didn't matter really if you were getting paid for it. You're just doing what you love to do. And because you are doing it in a way where you're providing a product or service to people, of course, the natural result is they'll give you wonderful compensation for it. It's not like they're going to say to you, oh, you're doing what you love to do, I shouldn't pay you for it. So naturally, as you do what you love to do, there is no impatience and no worry about time. And it could take however long it takes, whether it's instant results, long-term, that stuff I don't concern myself with. Many entrepreneurs that I have worked with that have achieved the $1 million mark are also doing what they love to do. And a lot of times when they get the $1 million in their bank account, they don't even know that they got to that point. Or they don't actually, until they calculate, reverse engineer, come to the realization that they had made their first $1 million, which was the case with me as well. So results not showing up quickly is a sign that the belief suggests in mind that there's a lack or limitation. There is no lack or limitation. Here you are, existing beyond any kind of beliefs in mind. You lack nothing. You are love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment. Again, not because I said so. That still I am presence, that pure awareness is enough. Not only is it enough, it's also infinite intelligence. It is also that which is the source of love, happiness, peace, bliss, fulfillment, as articulated in the various scriptures of the world. When you know that that is the fulfillment that you desire, which you already are, what naturally manifests is you do what you love to do. And you're not worried about how long it takes and concerned about this or that. Your attention remains on what you're doing. And then when you're done what you're doing, your attention goes on to the next thing and the next thing. People show up, opportunities show up. You naturally automate, delegate, eliminate, optimize, eliminate in some shape or form, part or in whole or in combination. And all these things appear to transform. And if there's resistance along the way, you can release the resistance. So, doing what you love to do can sound like a force-based thing to do. Now it's time to do what you love to do. Doing what you love to do is the natural result of who you are. You are love, and you are here experiencing love. And that love is so profound that we cannot limit that love. It just appears more so. It just appears as you manifesting what you love to do. It just appears as, and this might seem very unbelievable to the person in mind or the individuals, because they might think they're not good enough or they don't deserve to do what they love to do. And all of that are beliefs that can be reliefs. They're just stored in the subconscious mind, and they're not real. What is real is love. And again, that can sound abstract. So it appears more so in a way that's concrete as what you love to do, which not just includes what you love to do. What I find is where you do it as well. Also, your clients, your team members, your friends, relationships, they continue to appear more so as reflections of love, manifestations of love. And when you do what you love to do, we live in a wonderful world. When you do what you love to do and you offer it to people, they naturally offer you compensation for it. And you can ask for compensation and they say yes. It's set up that way. Why is it set up that way? Well, what do you do with that compensation? You take care of yourself. Food, shelter, take care of your family, clothes, etc. The world wants you to thrive, wants you to be well. And one of the benefits the world gets, like for example, I'm looking out here and there's a lot of trees, the water that falls from the skies, the rain, nourishes the plants. The natural result of that is the trees growing. The natural result of the trees is oxygen. For example, when I go for a walk, it's wonderful, beautiful, fresh air, and I feel great, and then I feel inspired, and then I make these videos. So we see that all is in harmony and in contribution. For human beings, we create products and services. All things exist in imagination. We have an imagination. We imagine products and services. We create these products and services. We offer them to people, and they give us wonderful compensation. And you make $1 million, $2 million, all by doing what you love to do. And it all flows naturally. People, resources, relationships form to be supportive. That's why I always teach that this way, the entrepreneurial way, is the easiest and effortless way to make $1 million. It has made more millionaires than, I don't know, whatever else, but millionaires have also been made in professions, etc. But I personally don't have formal education, didn't start off with a lot of money. My family wasn't making this kind of money, and I wasn't in a community or surrounded by people that were interested in the kind of stuff that we're talking about right here. Yet, when I discovered all these things we're talking about on this channel, entrepreneurship, and how you can exchange your wonderful products and services, do what you love to do for compensation, the results started happening. And then I realized inevitably that it's so natural. It's just a natural way. And there are no restrictions. It's not like I have to wake up today and show up at an office and have to be there and do something that I hate to do. And also do it in a way that I feel like I just want to leave and go home. I can just literally do what I love to do anywhere in the world. It's actually set up that way. Reality is rigged in your favor. Now, this might sound unbelievable. I know in the earlier stages, if I would have heard something like this, I would say, well, this is unbelievable. But I've been living like this for 16 years. And I like making these videos. And I have also, as brought up earlier, about the entrepreneur that I work with. I've worked with many entrepreneurs to also help them live the kind of life that they want. And maybe it's not $1 million they want to make. Maybe they want to make $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month. Totally fine. I find that people just genuinely desire to do what they love to do. And everything is just set up in a way that when you do what you love to do, if you would like to exchange it for compensation, it naturally flows. So I trust you found this video to be helpful. If you would like a copy of this mind map, the link is in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'll talk with you soon. Take care.